Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I want you guys to know that I appreciate you so much. That all of my new subscribers, all of the subscribers that have been here with me, I want y'all to know that I appreciate you so much. As I work hard to get you truthful content, okay? As you know, I've just been, um, stuck on the Young Dolph's case, right? Young Dolph was a fellow Memphian. I was born and raised in Memphis. Love the city of Memphis. Even though I just live on the outskirts now, I still do. Memphis is a beautiful city, and what Young Dolph was doing in the city of Memphis is unmatched to what I've seen, before and probably anywhere else. And had his life had not been interrupted, because his life was interrupted, he was going to do more. Okay, yesterday I got him word, even before it broke in the news media, that Orange Mound Quette had just been indicted. Okay. And for me, y'all have to understand, I've worked with the police and still do. Um, Now that I do is still in private investigative work. It's just that I'm always thinking twice about releasing information because, of course, y'all know I care more about the case being solved rather than being the first to put out information, right? And so I had been saying, since January when I heard that there was going to be more indictments, that there was going to be more indictments. And I knew it. Um, I knew it. When they got quiet, this was supposed to happen back in August, at the end of August. And it didn't happen. And I know people was constantly, um, getting on my page. I thought you said that there was going to be indictments. I was like, well, there is going to be indictments, but you know, I understand that when it don't happen when it's supposed to, it is because the people that's working the case has been told to go get a little bit more. It's normally how it is, right? Well, I kind of had gotten the scoop on, because even before, you had never, and I have to be honest, I had never publicly said Orange Mound Quit's name, but I had heard his name. And I'd heard some more people's names. Some people I've been very vocal about because it kind of angers me, that it started with them. Okay. Well, with Orange Mound Quit, we know. Let me get into that. Um, he's like the middle person. And I went into last night after I got off of live, I went into my members and I spoke about this, so I know a lot of people was getting members. I started getting a lot of people to get members, become members. So I'm sure they kind of got that information. I know sometimes other vloggers send people to get information for them so that they can say I broke it, you know. Um, but and which is fine. I don't get into barrels, so I don't it don't that don't matter. But Orange Mound Quet is like he's like the centerpiece to this whole thing. He's the centerpiece. And from my understanding, straight dropping them came after him. So he's the connect to the bottom people, which would be the people that we're seeing that's already indicted. I kept saying there are going to be more indicted, and there are. I kept saying that those they were not the only ones out there. And Orange Mountain Quay is connected to the people, the upper people, and the upper people would be the ones that actually paid to have this done. Now I know a lot of people gonna want to discredit me, and they're going to want to spin it and say, but of course they know, because they kind of, they know I know, you know, um, say that that's not true, but it's not going to help to try and discredit me or spin it, because it's like I've always said, and it wasn't being arrogant. It's going to happen exactly the way I said it. I'd always told you all that Pre was not involved. I knew that they weren't. I had always told you all I never heard that the cookie shop was involved. I never heard that. Okay, so I just kind of stuck to the trail of, what of the credible sources. I didn't throw a lot of names up against the wall. Um, I didn't really listen to all of that stuff where people was throwing everybody's name up against the wall hoping something would stick. To me, that's not credible. That's just throwing anything up against the wall, because when somebody was indicted, that would be me saying, well, I told y'all, but I've accused everybody and their mama. Okay. So I don't get into stuff like that. I've always stuck to the trail of what the credible people, you know, said. Okay. And not to try and take anything from anybody else, because everybody do their own thing. And so, which is fine. And I do mine. But, you know, Orange Mound Quette is the centerpiece. Okay. He's the centerpiece. He is the person. Um, he he was the person. Um, yeah, he's connected to the top people and the bottom people as far as the money is concerned. Um, the distribution of the money, I'm told. So, I think it's sad, that this had to happen. I was also told that Orange Mound Quit. Seems like he was at peace. I don't know that, because he knew that this was coming. He verbalized that he knew it was coming. So, from what I'm told. So, I don't know if what happened to his daughter kind of got him to thinking another way. Um as hey, as far as, and I can't get into all of that, what was said or whatever. But I will say this: God, as my mother always says, God has come past, God came passing through, you know. And I know people are saying that they think his daughter's situation, his daughter's murder was retaliation. I've never heard that. So you're not from a credible source. So I'm not going to say that. What I have heard is that his daughter was in Houston playing dice, allegedly, with the princess, because she had to check in. So, I kind of dismissed that at first, but then I got to thinking about, they pulled up to her the red light. How the hell would somebody know, you know, um, who she was, and to pull up to a light randomly and rob her? I know it'll happen, but how did they know who she was, what she had, what kind of jewelry she had? That it might be, since we're seeing what's really going on, that it's possible, but even still, that is just a rumor, okay? Because that has not been proven either. But yes, you guys, Orange Mound Quit what is the centerpiece in this, and I can definitely tell you that with a lot of confidence, because that came from a very credible source. He's the centerpiece, and I think that it's unfortunate because there are going to be some more indictments. There's going to be one, I'm told, um, real soon. Yeah, yeah. I kind of talked about that in, yeah. Anyways, It's gonna be one real soon. And as y'all can see, I kind of get scared. It when you work for the police department for a long time, you always second guessing what you not putting out information too quick. Okay. But it's all in it. Really, it's all coming out. It's all coming out really quick. Um, I think this should be a lesson to a lot of the younger people that crime doesn't pay. Don't take money for hits. Orange Mound Quette is in his 40s. He's been in and out of jail. He's been more in than out. Um, I, I'm told that this was eating at his conscience, and he knew that it was soon. Okay, he knew it was coming soon. And you'd be surprised what people say once they're arrested. And that's all I'm gonna say. Okay. But rest in peace to young Dolph. Okay. Rest in peace to young Dolph. I just don't understand why people would pay. See, I've always said, see, Orange Mound Quette is like a vital piece also, because he was the centerpiece in this. Okay, the exact centerpiece. Straight dropping them were not the centerpieces; they were the bottom pieces. Orange Mound Quette was the centerpiece. Now I'm ready. The people that paid for this, I think I've always said, out of everybody, even straight dropping all of them, the people that paid to have this done, I want to see them got more than anybody, because they're the ones that's destroying the Black community. Okay. And so it's going to be interesting as the months go on, because as I've said, they're going to be indictments in doses, you know, with some of these people, until there is justice in totality. Okay. And I think it's a damn shame before God that they plotted to kill this young man, because, Orange Mound Quette was Straight Drop's manager. And Straight Drop had already fallen out with Dolphin Keylock 2 years ago. And so what kicked this back up was nothing other than motivation for money. Already being mad at him. Okay. And the money motivation. Okay. And so, those that kind of got this into motion with their money, I wonder how they're feeling this morning, because it wasn't worth it. That jealousy to take him out, that urgency to take him out because of jealousy, it was not worth it. Because I can promise you this, because I was told this months ago, that the people that did this to him, they weren't going to enjoy life, just like not on the outside, just like young Dolph can't enjoy life. His children can't enjoy life. His woman, his family can't enjoy life, because he was snatched away from them. Okay. So yeah, Orange Mound Quette was the centerpiece. And hey, he was the centerpiece. So he was kind of, and even if Orange Mound Quette wasn't the centerpiece, somebody else would have been the centerpiece, because the people that paid for this is really ultimately the ones that's responsible. Okay. But he just happened to be the centerpiece in this. Okay. But anyways, you guys, I know I'm making this short, because I have certain things I have to make short. Y'all know normally my videos are longer, but some videos I have to make short before I say too much. Okay. But I want you guys to know, all of my true subscribers, I truly appreciate you so much, even those that are in the bushes. that come over here because they can't stand me, but they know I got the correct information and they want to feed off of my energy. God bless you too. Hit the like button. Okay. But all of my true subscribers, I want you guys to know, and the new ones that are coming in, that I appreciate you guys so much in believing in me, even when the crabs wanted to, that's in the barrel, wanted to keep trying to pull me down and discredit me. I don't know how somebody would want to discredit somebody that worked for a police department for 20 years and still do work with the police department, basically. Okay. Um, but it just goes to show the mindset of our people. But it's all good, even with all the crap that I saw, and it's a lot of crap that people put out about this case. I never said nothing. Okay. I never said anything because I knew what the truth was. I knew what it was going to be, and I knew that the narrative was being spent and people was being paid to try and destroy what was left of Young Dolph's legacy, and that's his artist and his family, his that pre-label. They would love for that to tank. But thank God that this has happened, finally happened, and more is going to happen. Some of these people got bigger fish to fry. I was telling them Negroes to get these bottom feedings off their payroll because this was coming. When you paying vloggers to attack people like me and to put out false information and things of that nature, it might make the people that's really investigating this shit work harder to make sure that the cookie crumbles. Sometimes people hurt themselves. And then, you have to think about, a lot of our people, and it ain't just us, it's others, people of other races that's working, terrorizing people on YouTube. But some of our people are so comfortable with doing it because they think they got a white person behind them. And some of these record labels with money, but these record labels got bigger fish to fry, more than likely. Okay. And I stand on what I say when I say some of these vloggers going down, because they are going down. Okay. And it when I say vloggers, people can kind of pick who they want. It don't necessarily mean that I'm talking about that vlogger, but these folks that's been hacking and violating and plotting murder, because they have an agenda as it relates to Young Doll. They know exactly who I'm talking about. Those that have been paid by record labels, they know exactly who I'm talking about. Okay. If everybody else can speculate, but they know who. Okay. So shout out to the Memphis Police Department investigators. I have friends over there that when I was in traffic, we've been friends that work around the clock on this case. It means a lot to me. I don't know. I just been consistently getting emotional as all of this stuff can start to come out, and I'm getting emotional. Like Young Doc was I knew him intimately. He was just a Memphian. And I love the city of Memphis. And there's a lot of hope, a lot of talent. My friend over at the DEA, shout out to him. And dudes over at the FBI, TBI. Those are the people that solved the Young Dogs case. But I've always said, even with people vlogging on this case, especially those that truly loved Young Dolph, that wasn't being paid or just, trying to derail the case. Even still, it helps when you consistently talk about something. That's why I wouldn't let it go and I never got off track. Okay. It helps, when people are focused on something, that's when the police gotta do what they gotta do. But they was already doing it. So whether I started vlogging on it or not, they was going to do their job. They was going to do their job. And so I hurt for Lil Trey and Ari, but at the same time, it makes me happy to know that Lil Trey and Ari is dad and family is going to get justice, and they still don't. They're not old enough to understand this, you know. Because even with Orange Mound Quette and the others that are going to be arrested, they don't give a damn about that. They kids, they just want their daddy back. And so hopefully, especially the little youngsters, you know, they call them youngins, that they're using as crash dummies, they open their eyes. They don't go and crash out in hopes of a contract or moving up or some money. It ain't gonna work out. It ain't gonna work out. I'm telling you, it's not, because this didn't work out, and it's gonna be more. It's gonna be more. At the bottom, and Orange Mound Quet is the centerpiece. It's gonna be some up under him to go, and it's gonna be some above him to go, because he was the glue, really, and that just crumbled. Okay, so you know, if they knew who he was, they know who paid him, right? But anyways, you guys, justice for Young Dolph. Prayers and love to his family. I want you guys to know that I appreciate you so much. Okay, I'll talk with you later. Oh, please hit the like button. I was getting ready to hit the like button. Also, if you would like to donate to the channel, you could do it via Cash App, or you can hit the thanks button at the bottom of the video. But definitely share the video, subscribe to the channel, and I love you guys so much. I'll talk with you later.